Hey everyone, it's Sally Estlin on Magic Mike Moments. How are we doing today? Woo-hoo-hoo. And look at this spunk I'm sitting down and having a chat with. It's Deb King, all the way from Sydney. Hey, Deb.
Hi, Sal. So excited to be with you today. Thank you.
I know you are just an awesome, awesome energy person. You really are. So let's get into it. Let me just introduce you with a short little bio. So you're an award-winning coach, a spiritual guide, and co-founder of Coach Training Campus, where you empower coaches, healers, and leaders to transform their wisdom into high-impact, results-driven coaching. With over 2 decades of experience drawing on a range of modalities, you're passionate about guiding individuals on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. You've led transformative retreats and mastermind groups in locations such as Tonga, Bali, Costa Rica, oh yes, and of course in Australia. And as a leadership ambassador and facilitator of global women's empowerment initiatives, you've inspired countless individuals to unlock their potential, thrive, and create meaningful change. You believe that by embracing our inner truth, we have the power to shape both our lives and the future of humanity. What an awesome little bio. Welcome, Deb.
Thank you. Thank you. It is so fun to be with you, Sal. This is awesome.
I know. We met each other a couple of years ago, and you know when you just click with someone and the vibe is right, and you're on the same page, and we're doing our own journeys, but we keep crossing over and information sharing and all that sort of stuff. So Magic Mike Moments is all about you. It's all about you talking about your journey and some of the challenges along the way, and that's made you who you are today. And I've got a few questions, but organically, let's just talk about the journey of Deb King to where you are today and some of the things that you've learned along the way and some of the challenges you've had.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I was born and raised in Sydney, Australia, and was a bit of a party animal, and went to London and ended up living there for 6 years,
What
where
years were you there?
97 to 2003.
Ah, missed you.
And what years were you there?
Oh, I was 89 to 92.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. I'm a little bit older. Yeah. But it was party time back then. It was party time.
It was so fun, and it was really fun. And I worked in a record company on the reception, and then I worked in nightclubs. Started on the bar, then I became a bouncer, then I became a nightclub manager.
A bouncer.
Yeah. My boyfriend was a DJ, and all I did was party, literally. Like it was party, 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 party.
So many stories just to tell about that.
If I
Oh my
could remember them.
God. It's all a blur, shall we say.
Yeah. So it was really good times. And what I realized, I've always been on a happiness inquiry. And through that time, I was totally seeking it externally, which is
Yeah.
not where you find it.
Yeah, it's an inside job, hey.
It is totally. And I was kind of ah, really hard on myself, actually. I had very negative self-talk. I was really like, always
Critical.
worrying about what I'd said. Yeah, very judgmental, critical.
Mm.
Yeah, really not kind to myself. And that that's not a great way to live. I don't believe. I feel. I mean, it's fine. You can, but there's a better life experience to have if you drop that crap.
Yeah, yeah. It's not sustainable, right? At some stage it'll catch up with you. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So I left there in 2003 to come back to become a life coach.
Woohoo.
And since then, been on a huge personal development, spiritual development, entrepreneurial development, all the developments. And yeah, so that's where I learned to be much better in terms of what I say to myself and truly learn to love myself and genuinely be happy. And it was actually a number of years where I was just still reframing and still in my head quite a bit.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't remember exactly what year, but it was a couple of mentors that really knocked me into my heart and body and to actually forced me to feel all the negative emotion, negative, let's say,
Mm.
I would judge and be afraid of feeling. Um, when that happened, that's when I feel we can truly live a full, amazing life. Um, yeah.
And you would be the most perfect person because, of course, healed people heal people. So you've done so much healing with yourself. And that's where your wisdom and your knowledge and your experience comes, and you can help other people with that. So, it's what a massive turnaround from going all of a sudden from party girl and living it up in London. Oh my God, that would have been crazy. To then having this light bulb moment, hang on, what the hell am I doing? Who am I going to be in 10, 20 years? And then going, well, and then where did the life coach come from? You're just going, well, I think I want to be a life coach.
Well, the couple of years leading up to that, I'd actually come back to Sydney I'd come back every now and then, usually a wedding or
Wedding or
something
something,
for
yeah.
my family. And I saw this girl that I'd met in uni days working at this cafe right by the beach. So we went to the beach, sit in the cafe right on the ocean. I love that. She was working there and she was studying to be a life coach. And I didn't even know what it was, but something pinged in me that like, oh, sounds interesting. But then I'm like, well, I'm not in that position to my life. Or I don't know, whatever I said to myself. But over the years, then I was a couple more times I heard about it and it just always resonated. And just before I made the decision, I had been in a job that uh, I I lost the job basically, but the week before I lost the job, I lost my phone, and I hadn't backed up all the contacts. So
Oh
when I
no, back
lost
in
the
those
job,
days, right?
yeah, when I lost the job, if I still had the phone with all those contacts, maybe I would be reaching out to people and seeing what else is possible. But when that all happened, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm meant to to
What a
do the
divine gift, right? Divine gift from the universe.
yeah, exactly. It's that thing of things kind of don't go the way we think we want. They seem crappy, but actually it's a
Gift from God.
pointing us into the next upgrade.
Yeah, incredible, incredible. So when you came back and did your life coaching, you studied and did you start working in there, or did you just fully immerse yourself into healing yourself?
I started a business. I did this Australian has a NICE program, which is like a business startup type
Okay, yeah.
program. And I started a business called Avanza Life Coaching. I picked an A word because I thought I wanted to be the top of list in Avanza.
I love
A
it.
Spanish word which sounded sexy for the word advance. But
I love it. Love how your mind thinks, right?
spent way too much money on a website that like was totally not the right place to spend money, and I it was very naive in how I thought it would be easy to get clients and all that kind of stuff. So went on a huge journey, and throughout my coaching years, I was always really good at the coaching session and really helping someone have a transformational shift and aha, a really good result from that conversation. But I was really crap at selling and marketing myself. I had a marketing degree, like I have a marketing degree. That's where I went to uni, did a Bachelor of Commerce in Marketing.
Wow, right.
I would work in jobs as a salesperson and be top of sales teams. But when it comes to selling and marketing myself, I was absolutely crap. So most of my coaching success was when I would represent another coaching organization. They would send me the clients and then I would be top of the coaching team or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
right.
I could win coach of the year. So that was what happened. And then as we're approaching 2020, I decided I'm going to follow my dream to live in Hawaii. And I arranged a retreat in April 2020. And of course, the world stopped traveling in March. So that dream got a little squashed.
Yeah.
And I stayed in Sydney and then had met Gabby, my business partner and coach training campus in 2019. And we were having conversations and it wasn't even that we decided, let's start a business together. We actually started a Facebook group first about the concept of reinventing and collaboration because everyone was talking about initially when that whole COVID stuff happened, they wanted things to go back to normal. And we're like, well, what if we talk about how do we reinvent and create better ways, and how we could effectively collaborate? Because I feel that that's what humanity needs right now, yet
Mm,
most people don't have a lived experience of what is effective collaboration.
mm.
Started this Facebook group, and then it morphed into us having a business, which we started off calling the Wisdom Playground. And as we've worked with more coaches, we changed it directly into Coach Training Campus, because we really attracted those awesome people that have wisdom and genius, that are coaches and healers, and people that, from all sorts of things, from diversity, equity, inclusion, creativity, conscious leadership, animal communication, sound
Oh,
healing, like
wow.
name it. We've worked with some incredible coaches, and it was because the reason of the focus of that was because I'd been a coach all this time, and Gabby had shown me her research that she had done when she was building a tech platform for the coaching industry. And she actually had spoken with hundreds of coaches and hundreds of clients. And what she discovered was that unfortunately, only about 1% of coaches are thriving in their business,
Mm-hmm.
which totally sucks. And we'd love to change that. But what was really interesting, she worked out what that 1% who are doing really well do different to everyone else. And when she
Mm.
shared that with me, I was like, oh my God,
Game changer,
I
right?
wish I knew this my whole career.
Yeah.
No one teaches this. We have to get this out to the world. And so then that has evolved into, our the way we teach coaches. And now we're also bringing AI into that as well, because with AI, the shifts that have happened recently and what's about to happen, most coaches actually aren't going to make it. They'll be replaced.
Yeah.
And want to work with the ones who have a really strong calling to help shape the future and make it, make it the best possible future. And they have wisdom and genius that is leading edge. They're the type of experienced coaches that we're working with now to, up level their game and embrace and leverage AI rather than be replaced by it.
Wow. And that's what you're doing in the coach training campus. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So, I mean, AI, that is a game changer. And as you just said, is changing the landscape so rapidly. I can't keep up with it. Like, I'm at Chat GPT and Gemini and whatever, and I'm at primary school with this stuff. It's just exponentially just changing, growing, and changing the whole dynamic. And
Is. It really is. It's so rapid, and I feel, at least you're using it. Like, there's people that aren't even aware of what's happening and that how massively the world is about to change. And
mm,
that is exciting thing and a scary thing at the same time. And for coaches, it's going to change the coaching business. It's going to change all our clients' businesses and lives as well. So there's an opportunity to help people navigate these times, because the change is absolutely exponential, phenomenal, beyond what we've ever seen before. It's amazing
so
what's
you're
happening.
you're excited about the future of it.
I am. I mean, there's moments where you go,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, because it's very confronting. I mean, there's so much. I think we don't know what it's going to look like. It's going to look different to what we think, right? It's sort
yeah.
of what it can already do. AI is better than humans in most things already. There's only a few areas that it really isn't, and I mean, even there's there's a platform right now that can create a podcast that sounds like real people in seconds. Like, it creates it so fast, and it's very good. The
Oh
conversation,
my
like, I
God.
put our website in, and the conversation these two people had was awesome.
That
And
is,
that's available now.
oh
Like, it's
my
just going to
God.
be more and more.
Oh my God. It was at Christmas a couple of years ago. And, in the afternoon, sitting around with all my nieces and nephews, and they were all laughing and they were using this chat GPT. And that's how I got to know about it, through the young people. But what I'm learning through social media and with these, like nasty stuff that's going on, that's, for them navigating their lives through social media, and people in what's called, posing as them, and changing heads and putting bodies on, and all the terrible stuff. Like, there's deaths in this social media world for teenagers and stuff, and it's just frightening. So, I think we would be ignorant not to have some awareness of what's going on with AI and the changing environment and how it can be utilized for good and for bad, but also keeping a finger on the pulse because, as you said, it's changing dramatically and it's changing the role of coaches. And if we can work as a team with it, I think, well, that's what you're doing with Coach Training Campus. So talk about the elements of Coach Training Campus and what people can expect working with you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. So we have a beautiful community. We have options for different price ranges, right?
Yeah, yeah,
From very affordable to our we have our group coaching that's every week. We have
yeah.
also our Accelerate program where people can fast track and work directly with me and Gabby on a weekly basis. So that's a really cool program for
Is
those
it
that
like 12 weeks or?
yeah, we
Yeah,
do a 3 month package.
yeah.
So that's really cool. In terms of what we do is we teach the foundations. We have a how to grow your coaching business online program that's teaching the basics of our model,
Mm-hmm.
and then all our other things like the group coaching and working with us is about the implementation
Right.
because that's what we really need to be doing, right? Be in action, practicing, embodying, tweaking, because you're never going to get anything right first go.
Mm.
And it's over time that we keep getting better and better. So we have three key zones of mastery. One that is our orange, that we do it all in colors, orange, blue, and green.
Do you want me to
Our,
share that on the
yeah.
screen?
Oh, yeah. That's a great way to talk about it.
There we go. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, yeah, thank you. So, yeah, the orange zone is our wisdom zone where we want to make an impact. It's our unique intelligence. So, the expertise we bring, all the experience, all the knowledge, all the skills, everything we've like, um, our whole life experience, because it's not just the trainings we've had. And it's not just, we find that some people, have some traditional knowledge and then they've got maybe some more leading edge knowledge like yourself with the quantum stuff and the spiritual stuff, and what we like to do is bring it all together to be
Yep.
this unique body of wisdom, so your unique intelligence, and we
Mm-hmm.
help our coaches unpack that and turn that into being able to articulate it powerfully and visual models to represent it as well. And
Great.
then what we do is match that with the blue zone, which is a money zone, and our connection zone, our connection intelligence, and match it with the audience that has the audience that we can help or serve. And what is it that the audience is actually saying they need help with? Because there's a whole lot of language they're using that is probably different to our orange language. So I'll give you an example.
Mm.
In the orange world, we might be a well-being coach that helps people with burnout.
Mm-hmm.
In their audience, in the blue language, probably isn't using the word burnout. They may not even realize they're even burnt out yet. They might be saying, "Oh, I'm snapping at my kids. I'm stressed. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I can't cope right now." They're using different blue language to share what their problems are, and there's a certain thing that they may have problems that they're willing to pay money on.
Mm.
Now, some of the things, like say, for example, a parenting coach that can help mums, they might be able to help them in so many ways, but the mum is often not going to spend money on herself, and it might be something that is going to help the kid, or something. There's a blue language thing that is going to speak to that mum to help them connect with that coach to go on the journey, and then the coach can help them with all those orange things.
Yep.
But it's finding the blue zone connection point and deepening the relationship with the audience that they have so that they can really serve them fully and make the impact they want to make. And then, of course, our green zone, which is the piece that is the super unique piece that came out of Gabby's research. It's the solutions intelligence. And this is the freedom zone because this is how we grow our business in a sustainable way. This is around how we structure our programs and use tools that actually ensure our clients get results. Because actually, clients are buying results. They're not buying coaching. They're buying results. So,
Yep.
and yeah. So this was the piece that blew my mind, because what I realized is I was really good at the session. I would have someone transform, and it's like they turn into a butterfly, right? When
Yep.
they have that experience. when the butterfly becomes, when someone turns into a butterfly, they become that and they embody being a butterfly and they forget where they came from.
Yeah.
So what this does is help you show all the ways your client is progressing, the cocoon you've created for them, and show them on multiple layers how they're progressing so they can see and feel progress. And it's very meaningful. And that is really what helps them feel like they've created success with you. And they become raving fans because they really get it. And they also stay longer and they also refer more. So, this is how the business becomes more sustainable because of this green zone. So, together you keep going around those and getting better and better, but what we've also done is bring AI into each of those three zones to
Yeah.
fast track everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very powerful model and very different to traditional business training, which tells you you've got a niche and da 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 da, which is
Yeah.
often blocking coaches, where we actually need to focus on the orange first, match with the blue, and design the green.
I love it. It's actually a bit of a game changer because you're so ahead of the curve using AI as you're underpinning it all, the hubcap for it all. And what I love is that you're outcome or results driven, and you're finding that the language is different in each of those zones. So your connection point is in that language that talks to hunters on the street. So
Mm.
yeah. Now, what sort of coaches? Any sort of coaches like it that you sort
Well,
of
typically coaches that have a bit of experience and already worked with some clients and got great results, they know they're good at what they do.
right?
In
Okay.
addition, the client, they've probably got some people that have said great things about the experience with them. And then they want to be more masterful. They really want to sustain in business, like they
Yeah.
have that desire to make it, not be replaced.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
They want to be leading edge. They want to be an expert and seen as an authority, and they're ready to step up and truly own their value in that space. They possibly have a bit of doubt around it, but they actually know in their heart, deep down, that's what they're called to do, and
Mm.
that they do have something to bring to uplift people's businesses and lives and uplift humanity.
Yeah, well, it's time, isn't it? And it's time to do things differently. The
Mm,
old way is the old way, and as we're shifting into this new dimension of reality, it's a game changer. But we actually have to get out of our head, and we have to, like you're doing, like thinking outside of the square. And I applaud you for doing it because it's time. And as you said, a lot of coaches will be redundant with this onset of AI. But when you're using AI for good, incorporating that, which you've got as your sort of your hub, your little center point for the three different areas, it makes a lot of sense. So
yeah.
congratulations, Deb. That's
Thanks, Al. That's
exciting.
awesome.
And so
Yeah, yeah, it's
anybody
really
who's a
exciting.
coach should just reach out and have a chat,
Oh,
because
yes. Reach out, have a chat, because we're growing a very beautiful community. And what's awesome is, of course, we have a lot of wisdom to share, but the community itself help each other. Everyone
yeah,
is amazing, and we're not meant to do things alone.
no.
And so that whole opportunity to collaborate. Actually, I just saw two of our clients that have worked with us in the past. Meet. They've got a video on Facebook of them and their husbands to all talking together. They've become such good friends, and it's just so delightful what happens from being part of learning communities.
I love it because part of this dynamic shift is that it is about teamwork, but it's hanging out with your soul family, your frequency family. So, yes, we all have blood family, but if we can understand hanging out with like minded people who get us and who are on the same vibe, it's so powerful. So, well, that's awesome. So, now coming back to you, the essence of you, what do you think is your particular superpower? Like, why are people drawn specifically to you, Deb? Because there's something about you, je ne sais quoi, that's like I just vibed you. What do you think your vibe is that people are drawn to you? Because it's special.
Oh, thank you. I feel that I am really a natural uplifter. I can't help myself,
Yeah.
but actually uplift and have people believe in themselves far more than what they would themselves. That has been reflected to me a lot. And because I really do, but I see everyone's magnificence,
You're so
and
passionate. Yeah.
it's so natural for me to see that and support people in that way. I really do believe we all have infinite potential, but I think that many of us are not recognizing our talents, and it's probably because I was so hard on myself and still can,
Yeah,
something, an ongoing practice of loving myself. But it's the thing sometimes that we need the most ourselves is what we end up teaching, right? Like,
absolutely. And that's where yeah, absolutely. That's the awesomeness about you. Yeah, I would absolutely say that a natural uplifter. You are. So, with the clients that you're working with, what do you reckon is the biggest issue facing them at the moment when you come across?
yeah, I feel there's a few things going on. They potentially are undervaluing themselves and underpricing. They're potentially doubting
Oh, yeah.
themselves, and they're potentially very overwhelmed by everything going on with tech and AI and marketing and all the things. Because typically we're all really good at what we do and want to coach, or when I say coach as well, I should point out the broad definition, like a traditional horse-drawn coach of taking a very important person from where they are to where they want to be in greater comfort. And we can wear many hats and
I love
modalities
that.
to do that. So
Love
when I
that.
say coach, I mean practitioner, healer, whatever kind of
Yeah.
label we want to put on that. But yes, undervaluing, self doubt, overwhelmed from everything we've got to do because we want to just coach, but we've got to do all this other stuff in business like marketing. There's so much stuff to,
Right. Yeah,
so much
absolutely.
overwhelm there. And ultimately, we want to attract clients easier, right? We want to be a leader and an expert, but yeah, those are the things that I think are very common.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So then on the flip side, what would be three top tips to help them get out of that doubt and not valuing themselves and having that overwhelm and underpricing themselves? What
Okay,
do you
first one is either have a conversation with you or me.
Yeah, I love
We'll
that.
sort them out. Sally, you're a legend. You can sort them out,
Yeah.
or I'll help them out. So
Boot up the butt. Yeah, yeah.
I feel that we need to simplify sort of actually what you were
Yeah,
sharing with me before the call of really focus on being like
yeah,
getting present and actually not in our head and trying to push and rush and
yeah,
all that, like tuning into our heart and inner wisdom. And we do that by slowing down and breathing and taking that time to reflect and pause and be so that we can simplify and focus on the right stuff. So that would be one.
yeah,
I would say it really is time to own our value and stop doubting. Just let that
yeah,
doubt go. It's time. Otherwise, do something else because go and learn about AI because there's a chance there that we're going to be replaced if we don't own our value because we're
yeah,
just not going to. There's just nothing. So it's
yeah.
time.
It's time.
We definitely have processes for doing that, of unpacking what your value is, what your unique body of wisdom is. We all have it because we all have amazing experiences and tools and wisdom to bring to. If we're on the planet right now, we matter. There's something for us to share and contribute.
Yeah,
So own the value and get help from someone if you can't see it. Definitely
yes,
time to own it.
yeah,
And I would say connect with the community, connect in
yes,
maybe multiple communities, but probably not too many because it can, you want to, the deeper you can go, the deeper relationships, the better. Because we can really get to know each other and advocate for each other when we get deep. But you can be in probably a few communities that really resonate with your heart and support you and uplift you and help you grow and help you be the best you can be. That's really important right now
yeah,
because AI is here and tech is here. One of the things that it can't do so well yet is that whole personal relationship,
yeah,
deepening connections and community. That is a real key for us right now.
yeah.
So, yeah, those three things would be something
Oh,
we can do today, right? Like
yeah.
all those three things are really achievable, simple steps.
Yeah, you and I speak exactly the same language. And the chart I was referring to is it's written all over it, but it's going from the old way to the new way. And this is part of sort of like if you want to call it 3D to 5D, whatever, but we're in this middle bridge at the moment. So we're crossing from one side and to the other. And as you said before, it's about putting you first and taking ownership and responsibility for you. And it's putting your oxygen mask on, because if you don't look after yourself, you're no good to anybody else.
Yes,
So
and realizing that we're actually energy, and the more we can tune into our own energy, what lights us up, what drains us, and be very disciplined on focusing on the right stuff of
yeah,
what does feel good, that then leads us on to more and more beautiful magic. We get to
absolutely.
create, we have the absolute power to create what we want, and to not forget that. Like, it's so
Oh my God, you give me goosebumps because we're talking exactly the same thing. We are the master creators if we choose to be, if we step into that energy. And, it's surrendering from the old way, which is based on fear, it's low level emotions. The new way is about being, the old way is just about doing, efforting. And it's, the judgment, the criticism, it's all that yucky, icky stuff. And this new way is just crossing the bridge, surrendering, forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness for others, and just letting go so that you can just be more of your authentic self, and just allow that to resonate out. And it's such a beautiful energy because, as you said, everything is energy. And we are the master creators, and we can create the life of our dreams or beyond our wildest dreams.
mm,
And we have unlimited opportunities and possibilities ahead of us. But it's just, you know what you're doing with the AI, incorporating teamwork makes the dream work, right? So it's just not putting your head in the sand saying it doesn't exist or it's not going to affect me. Well, hello, it's affecting everybody. It's just how life is. And so we've got to, like, you've got to
it
have that
is.
awareness. Otherwise, you will get walked over, and the bullet train will be off, and you'll still be on the old red rattler, at the old station. So that's just part of life in this quickening. But there is so much beauty around the corner if we choose to step into it and see that, and step out of that fear and into that love energy, and just ride that.
It's and there's so much beauty here right now. I feel
Mm,
that actually, yes, around the corner for sure, and the power right now to notice what is it you're grateful for or appreciate right now. What is the beauty you can see in this moment? Because it's there every moment. There's infinite possibilities for that. Even if you
yeah.
just remember how lucky we are to take a breath like
It-
that. You
you-
know?
Thank you so much for bringing that up, because that is really, really, it's a game changer when you can step into the gratitude, because it resets our perception of everything, and it brings us back down onto the ground of, like, oh my God, I've got a roof over my head. I have got petrol that I can put into my car. I actually have a car, and I'm able to eat, and life's not that bad. Like, there is so much abundance around us. Because, as we know, at the end of the day, it's about being happy, healthy, and wealthy on all levels. And we can get caught up with media and news and all this sort of stuff, with woe is me and the negative stuff. Like, I just don't watch the news. And
Well, that's
it's
a
just like,
great point, to focus on stuff
oh,
that lights you up, that brings you joy, that makes you
yes,
feel good. It's likely not the news.
no,
Unless you can watch it laughing at it, probably
yeah, I've got better
best
things to
not to
do.
watch. Yeah.
Like, I'd rather
Um,
play a bit of tunes from the 70s, and
yeah.
just have a frolic around there. So you'd have a few good records from the 70s. I'm sure that you Party to in the 90s in London, that would have been wild, wild, wild. So now, what do you reckon is the thing that gets you out of bed, that brings you your joy, that you're most passionate about? Because you're such a caring, giving, light. So what's the thing that really drives you and gets you out of bed?
Yeah. I feel like we're meant to feel joy and experience life and have fun. Like, actually meant to do that. We're not
Yes.
like, and I don't always achieve that. I will be really transparent on that. I
Yeah,
have
yeah, I'm
my
the same.
times, right? And especially when life's happening, and there's a lot of challenges around with our loved ones going through challenges and stuff like that. It's not easy to always maintain that.
Mm.
However, the truth is, as a soul, I'm here to experience, taste the pizza, smell the Smell the
Yes.
right flowers, and I love the movie Soul. It reminds me of that. I can cause myself more suffering by thinking, overthinking, doubting,
Yep.
judging, criticizing, having expectations, all the stuff that, or I could just get present in my heart and get curious and playful and light and
Yeah.
explore and play with creating different.
And I think that sums you up because you are that light, you are that joy, and you are curious and playful. And I think you're right. And I mean, I do daily card readings, and the theme all the time is to have more fun and have more play because, we're not here for a long time. So let's make it a good time. And it's just finding the joy out of little stuff. It doesn't have to cost money, having a smile or laughing like a good old ab-ache. I love that. And it gives you a six pack. So you get a double bonus out of it, right? So I just love
What
that.
gives you a six pack? Please repeat.
Yeah. Laughing so hard that your abs are hurting, right? So you get that ab-ache.
Oh,
Oh, and you can't laugh anymore. And you think, well, at least I'm building up a six pack. That and doing planks, right? That's the quickest way to do a six pack.
okay.
Oh man, yeah. So Deb, where can people find out about you? Is it coachtrainingcampus.com
Yeah.
or where's the best place to go?
CoachTrainingCampus.com is possibly the easiest. We have some free resources on there. We have our membership details on there. We have contact details. I'm Deb King in most platforms, so that's another way. But yeah, Coach Training Campus will definitely lead you to us. And yeah, I'd love to connect with
Oh, I
anyone
think it's
who
time.
it's
What
right.
you're what you're doing now for any coaches out there, any form of coaching, just at least have a conversation because AI, as we've just discussed, is changing so rapidly and it is a game changer for how we used to do stuff. So you got to have your finger on the dial. You can't keep your head in the sand anymore because it's, as you said, it will be making a lot of coaches redundant unless you're ahead of the curve. So really reach out. I'm loving that model that you shared with us.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it sounds almost fear mongering, like, you're going to be replaced if you don't, but actually that is where we're at right now. Like that
Yeah.
is actually it's just the fact. It's just, I mean, I don't even like to use the word fact. It's just what's happening.
Yeah.
Um, and
And nothing surprises
I
me anymore because, like, look at COVID. That just happened like that, right? And that
yeah,
changed everybody's lives forever.
the great thing is for those of us who do jump in now to get into understanding it, we have an amazing opportunity. We have an amazing opportunity to leverage it. We have an amazing opportunity to help others navigate through the crazy changes.
Yeah.
We actually have a really cool video series on our site called AI and the Future of Coaching. It kind of talks through the speed of change that's happening.
Right.
And happy to, if someone reaches out to me, I'm happy to share that with them.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, yeah, Deb, thank you for being a guest on Magic Mike Moments. There's no coincidence that we just happen to, this is the time that we're just talking about stuff we haven't caught up for such a long time. And now it's the most perfect time to get this message out to people and reach out because, you've got the resources and you've got the wisdom and you've got the model that makes a lot of sense with that hubcap of AI in the middle. Why not?
Thanks, Sal. So appreciate you. Really, you're
Oh, you rock, babe.
inspiration.
Yeah, mutual admiration company. Yeah, society. Well, thanks again. Thanks for being on Magic Mike, and we look forward to catching up with you again in the future. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Sal.
Thanks, Deb.